Hot news: U.S. to start returning asylum seekers to Mexico on Friday, report USA News Al Jazeera. Some asylum seekers will be returned to Mexico to wait while their asylum requests are decided on, says spokesman. They will return the first group of seeking asylum in the U.S. to the Mexican border city of Tijuana on Friday, a spokesman for said on Thursday. In a major policy change, U.S. administration said on December 20 it would send non-Mexican migrants who cross the U.S. southern border back to wait in Mexico while their U.S. asylum requests are processed. The spokesman for President Andrés Manuel López Obrador's office did not specify the nationalities of those to be returned to Mexico, although the policy was aimed at helping cope with rising numbers of Central Americans in the United States. The two countries have held two meetings to work out details of the plan to return migrants seeking U.S. asylum across the shared border. Mexico has said serious doubts exist over whether Mexico can keep Central American asylum seekers who are fleeing poverty and crime safe, especially in border towns that are often more violent than the cities they left. It is unclear how Mexico plans to house what could be thousands of asylum seekers for the months or years it takes U.S. immigration cases to be heard. A backlog of the move comes as Trump escalates his efforts to severely limit the number of migrants and refugees entering and living in the USA. On Thursday, the U.S. government entered its 34th day of a partial shutdown, the longest of its type in history, which started over Trump's demand for more than $5 billion in funding for a wall on the U.S.-Mexico border. Earlier this week, the Southern Poverty Law Center civil rights organization and other groups filed a class action lawsuit accusing the Trump administration of children as bait to arrest undocumented people. Last week, the Office of Inspector General at the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services said the U.S. government may have separated thousands. The administration of President Donald Trump implemented a zero. But the auditor said in a report that prior to the officially announced policy, the government had ramped up separations for other reasons related to a child's safety and well-being, including separating parents with criminal records or lack of proper documents.
Raindrop, drop top smoking, no cooking the hot pot. Fucking on your bitch, yeah, that. Looking up, open the park pot.